We talked about it yesterday. This ball game being a must-win for the Toronto Blue Jays as they face the Yankees in the finale of the series this evening. And they lose 6-2. Robbie Ray was great through 5. And then just imploded in the 6th. The Jays dropped to 88-71 on the year. And the playoff hopes look very bleak. The Red Sox lost today. The Jays couldn't capitalize. But it's also not the worst case scenario because if you end up tied, it's, you play 163, blah, blah, blah. But this is a game the Jays needed to have. Not that they should have won, but they needed to win this game and they didn't. You got to credit the Yankees. They went out there and they made Robbie Ray pay for his mistakes there in that 6th inning. Top of the 1st inning, though, Aaron Judge got it started. Hits an absolute shot to dead center field, solo bomb. Yankees lead at 1-0 in the 1st. Bottom 2, Corey Dickerson rips a double to right field. Bo Bichette scores, and we got a tie ball game. Then the bottom of the 5th inning, Vladdy hits an absolute piss missile to center field. It literally goes as right at the top of the wall as it could possibly be. And it comes back in the ballpark. It's an RBI double for Vladdy. Simeon comes in. But it was probably, about 2 or 3 inches away? 2 or 3 inches away from about being a 2-run shot to giving the Jays a 3-1 lead. And I'm sitting there with my buddy at the ballgame, and I'm like, I have this gut feeling inside me that that's going to come back to haunt us. And in the very next half inning, Anthony Rizzo, it's a booming drive to right. It's high, it's deep. The question was it going to have the wings to get out? And it did. And we're tied. But it's okay. It's only a tie ball game, right? Judge, next batter. Back to back. He goes to dead center field again. You're now down 3-2. They weren't done. Stanton then walks. Then Gleyber Torres hits a 2-run shot. And you're now down 5-2. Robbie Ray gives up 3 home runs in the inning. 4 consecutive runners either reach or leave the yard. And the Yankees now have a 3-run lead in the 6th inning. And it looks like it's a very tall hill to climb for the Toronto Blue Jays. They get some runners on moving forward. Bo Bichette is a leadoff double in one of those innings. But nothing happens offensively for the rest of the way, really, for the Toronto Blue Jays. And then in the top of the 9th inning, Brett Gardner, it's a solo bomb off of Julian Merriweather to make it a 6-2 ball game. The Yankees had a total of 6 hits today. 5 home runs. We talked about it earlier on in the year, how the Jays couldn't just lose a ball game. They had to make some sort of weird stat occur. The fact that they only had 6 hits and had 5 home runs, it's insane. But like I mentioned right off the top, you got to credit them. Even though they weren't hitting the ball very well, they made our pitchers pay for their mistakes in the biggest way you possibly can by leaving the ballpark. And as I mentioned, the playoff hopes are starting to look more and more bleak every day. We thought it was revived yesterday, but this was a gut punch today. And Yankee fans, I know you're here. Enjoy it because it was a good win. It was a very, very good win for the Yankees, and it pains me to say it. George Springer went 2 for 5 in the ballgame. Bo Bichette 2 for 3 with a run scored, a walk, and a stolen base. He had a very good night again for the Toronto Blue Jays. Corey Dickerson, who's been swinging the bat very well lately, went 2 for 4 in the game with an RBI, obviously the RBI double in the 2nd. And Santiago Espinal continues to hit the ball really well. He was 2 for 4 in the game today. The team had 10 hits today and only struck out 9 times. Couldn't get the timely hits. And Teoscar Hernandez goes 0 for 11 in the series, has 1 walk, and strikes out 4 times in the entire series. That's awful. I mean, I'm not saying he's a terrible player and whatnot because he's obviously not. But in the biggest series of the year, you go 0 for 11 with 4 strikeouts. That's not good. Now, pitching-wise, Robbie Ray. I mean, he's probably going to win the Cy Young Award, but it leaves that bitter taste in your mouth seeing that this is his last outing before possibly receiving that award. 5 1/3, only allowed 4 hits, but all 4 were home runs. 5 runs allowed, 4 strikeouts, and he walked 3. The 3 walks, you give the Yankees free passes, they'll find a way to kick your tail in, and they did. Trevor Richards was good, went 2/3 an inning, got a strikeout. Nate Pearson, if this is the type of Nate Pearson we're going to see moving forward at the end of for the rest of the season, the final 3 games, possibly whatever comes next, and into next year, we got something special here. 2 innings, walked 1, but struck out 4, dialed in 100. I saw 101. He was dialed in today. Julian Merriweather went an inning, allowed 2 hits. No, it was a 1 hit, excuse me. I can't read my writing. Allowed 1 run. It was a solo bomb to Gardner and struck out 2. I will leave you guys with this because I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm exhausted. You guys can probably tell that I'm exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. I'm physically dead on my feet. The Jays now have to play the Baltimore Orioles for a 3-game series. Anything less than a sweep, your season is basically over. And even if you do sweep, there's no guarantees. Steven Matz, Alek Manoah, and Hyunjin Ryu are the pitchers in this series. I wouldn't say Manoah is the back end of your rotation, but Ryu, do you trust him? Do you really trust Steven Matz? I mean, he's been good, but there's something about it that I'm not sure if I trust. And Ryu, I just don't really know what we're going to get from him. Alek Manoah, as much as, he's a dog and he battles, there's been times lately where he hasn't had his greatest stuff. Other than that dominant outing against the Tampa Bay Rays, the 8 innings of 1 hit and 10 strikeouts. You need to win all 3. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You don't, your season's over pretty much. You lose 2 of 3, it's over. Unless an absolute miracle occurs. Because if I'm mistaken, you're 1 back of the Red Sox, you're 1 back of Seattle. The only way, if you lose the series to the Orioles, is if those teams get swept. And that's just not going to happen. I think Seattle's playing the Angels and the Red Sox are playing the Nationals. It's not going to happen. You win all 3, then all they need to do is lose 1, and then it's going to be some wild 3-team playoff, which I believe would be absolutely bonkers. So it's still technically in reach, but it's slipping away fast. And you cannot afford to lose any more games. Steven Matz gets the ball for the Jays tomorrow in Game 1 against the Orioles. It's a 7:07 first pitch there at Rogers Center. That is going to do it for this one, you guys. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the game today, if you're a Jays fan, if you're a Yankee fan, you love the game, smack the like button anyways. I do appreciate it. The subscribe button, you guys are not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's ball game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter's down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, all that great stuff. The Instagram link is down below as well. So follow up there if you have not done so already, guys. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition the next time. I'll be talking to you guys. They're in Ottawa, taking on the Sens. Can't remember which day. Either way, it's Game 4 of the preseason. Let's just get this thing rolling already, for God's sakes. It's at the point where I'm like, okay, let's get the regular season going now. But got to get through it. 1 preseason game at a time. I'll talk to you guys next time, Leafs edition. And as for the Blue Jays, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, no matter what happens. Game 1 of the final series of the season, the regular season for the Toronto Blue Jays against the Baltimore Orioles, 7:07 at Rogers Center. Steven Matz gets the ball for the Blue Jays in Game 1 of that set. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.